Daily memes every day 5 p.m. British time. This video is sponsored by PlayBuds. Want a better grip on your controller? Want to be able to play without your arm hurting? Then what you need is PlayBuds. Use code KAKOGRI all caps for a 10% discount. They even come in many different colors. Order yours today. Pig will sit on my steps and howl until I open the door and acknowledge him. Also, Hig is not my dog. If you ever call me cute, I will think about it all day, and when I go to sleep I'll just be a little burrito of blankets, and I will whisper quietly, "They called me cute." The search and rescue dogs on 9/11 were literally becoming depressed because they only found dead bodies. The handlers started taking turns burying themselves in the rubble so the dogs could actually rescue someone. This is the purest thing I've ever received. Bless my mom. Proof all dogs go to heaven. Whoa. What is your wish, mortal? Well, I wish I would stop second guessing myself. Really, you're going to wish for that? Hey, it's my wish, so I get to be the... Hey. Only packing the essentials. The homeless man's rabbit was thrown over a bridge by a passerby and he immediately jumped into the river to save her and resuscitated her. He won an award, was given animal food and a job, and the passerby was charged with animal cruelty. Man, I hate this job. Hands up. Also a leg. Third position. Hinge. Stanky leg. Moonwalk. Now go pursue your dream as a dancer. Okay, but you sure are a strange robber. Yeah, well, that's because I'm your dad. NASA brings Curiosity rover back to life after it slipped into safe mode. NASA's Curiosity Mars rover went into safe mode after it ran into issues while booting up. The rover, which touched down Mars in 2014, was brought back to life and are trying to understand what went wrong. I feel suboptimal. I'm not trained for this. Nonetheless, I will place my hand here. Yes. Feels like you require validation. Sit. I will prepare the hot bad water. My healing commences. Swedish prison guards forget to lock cells. During Friday night, the guards to Norrtälje prison in Sweden forgot to lock 6 prisoners into their cells, 3 of which was sentenced to murder. The prisoners took the opportunity to bake brownies and watch television. "One of the best evenings we had had in a long time," says one of the prisoners. "They had us in the first half, not gonna lie." This lady in the washroom looking at me said, "I remember when my girlfriends and I would get dressed up and go out. I miss that." So I said, "Why miss it? We are all out right now, aren't we?" Story short, we have a new friend. They've been dating for more than a year now. One last hydration cylinder. Okay. Ingest it now. Please keep the corridor illuminated. Okay. Imagine pleasant nonsense. Okay. The purest love in the world is the one between grumpy dads and the pet they said they didn't want. I found this. Great. It's vibrating. That means it's working. What does it excel at? Scratching. Also hiding. An ideal companion. My dog's best friend is a brick. Orders pizza. What a night. Phone buzzes. And a text. Killing it. Checks phone. Okay, that was the pizza confirmation, but still cruising. Did you know? The late PBS art instructor Bob Ross received more than 200 fan mail letters per day. When regular letter writers fell out of touch, he was known to call them at home, just to make sure they were okay. They were making fun of me. Every night in Providence, Rhode Island, skyscrapers, tugboats, hotels and police cars flash and blink their lights on and off at 8:30 to tell kids at children's hospitals good night. So I was at Walmart earlier. A lady was looking at frozen turkeys, but she couldn't find one big enough. She asked the stock boy, "Do these turkeys get any bigger?" He replied with a straight face, "No ma'am, they're dead." Made my week. My dog Baymax is a pretty unique guy. Within less than a year he went from all black to white. I was concerned, so I took him to the vet. After seeing a few different veterinarians we finally had an answer and found out that he has vitiligo, which is what Michael Jackson had. So yeah, my dog is pretty cool. Our baby is saying his first word. Woof. Woof 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 woof. He knows all the words. Oh my god, Steve Irwin. Best day ever. Pack up all of your cookies. I'm taking them all so y'all can get out of this cold. This man bought $540 in cookies so these Girl Scouts could escape the cold. Dashrath Manja, he cut down a mountain single-handed for 22 years, day and night, to ensure no one else dies without medical care like his wife, reducing the distance from 70 kilometers to just 1 kilometer from his village to hospital. Got the EV game. Kid wanted to pet EV, ended up falling asleep petting it. EV fell asleep too. Staying at an Airbnb and I woke up to their kitten this morning licking my face. Instant 5-star review. I was in foster care for 924 days. But today I was adopted. Superdad creates beeping Easter eggs for blind children to hunt. Today I asked a kindergartner if Friday was his favorite day of the week and his response was, I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. I'm confused all the time. Same little man. Same. My dad still sleeps on the floor because we can't afford a medical bed, or he sleeps sitting up on the couch, and we rent a 3-bedroom house with 5 adults living in it. I run his appointments, schedule bill payments and do all his banking. I also respond to emails for him sometimes. It's been hard on him, and not fair, but now he laughs. We work together to do most things and we are trying to get to the point where we can buy him a new house. My sisters and I are all working, but the most important part is that we still have each other. I'm grateful for that. Hello, I have a medical bed that you can have, but it is located in southeastern Florida. I sent a PM and we'll see what we can do. I own a moving company and would love to give you free transport. PM sent. You know, an American Staffordshire Bull Terrier who works as a video game developer. A very good boy. My mom went to the grocery store today and there was a woman asking them for 39-cent chicken. The butcher explained to mom that she has dementia and comes in all the time with really old sales papers, so he sells her meat for that price so he doesn't confuse her. Someone has turned a red light at my favorite traffic lights into a heart. Why do you have favorite traffic lights? Because there's always a duck next to it. Got my nails done and picked this cute ass lavender color. My nail guy goes, that was my wife's favorite. She passed away 15 years ago today. This morning I woke up and asked for a sign that she's still here with me, so I guess this is it. Thank you. I'm fucking crying. Mr. Wheeze was always my big chunk. After a year of diet and exercise he's now my small medium chunk. He looks so proud in his little bow tie. Hi world, my name is Spike. Me, finished my time machine. Friend, you gonna go back and kill Hitler? Me, no, I'm gonna do something more important. 13 years ago in Australia. Me in lifeguard outfit. Sorry guys, you can't be on the reef today. Steve Irwin sad to not swim with stingrays. Tomorrow's another day. My husband was downstairs making tacos. He sent our dog upstairs to let me know they are ready. He peed on the floor and tried to clean it up himself. Responsible as f**k. 10 out of 10. Good doggo. You can't be mad at him. Definitely should give him a treat. Got your nose? My parents' cat inexplicably loves peaches and it's the most delightful thing. They send regular picture updates to the family group chat of this cat just chilling with the peaches. It's the most important notification I get to my phone. Husband saves wife's life by donating kidney after spending a year dieting and exercising to get his blood pressure low enough for surgery. This is fucking weird, but I remembered the name of my best friend on Halo Reach back in 2012. Found him on Steam because he probably used the same name as his Steam account and added him. Oh my god. Kiwi. Yeah, it's me. So it turns out that he's lived 7 minutes away from my house in the States for the past 6 years. He's never seen himself in the mirror, so I tell him how handsome he is at least 20 times a day. You really gonna scroll past without saying meowdy? For those curious, this is what a baby corgi paw looks like. Someone once told me if you stress too much about something before it happens, you basically put yourself through it twice, and I feel like someone needed to hear that too. Be happy. There is a biker gang from Arizona who help keep child abuse victims safe while the child's abuser is prosecuted, including guarding their houses at night if person is not yet in jail and attending court with the child, shielding them so they don't have to look at their abuser. Young kid at skate park. Are you a professional? Me, yes. Him, but you're a grown up. Me, I know, it's weird. Him, I have a skateboard. Me, I hope you never outgrow it. Just a reminder that your parents don't determine what you become. My dad has been a meth addict my entire life. Growing up I always felt like that would confine me in what I would be able to make of myself. Recently I was accepted to my top choice medical school. Love, a short story. Never again. I guess one more time won't hurt. To be honest, this was one of the nicest things I've ever received. Hello, I just wanted to inform you that I find you to be very attractive. Thank you, and have a nice day. Please be environmentally responsible and reuse this card on the next attractive person you see. Fido, come. Good boy. Teenager saves for 2 years to buy best friend electric wheelchair. I'm so proud of this community. I have named it. Will it respond to this name? Never. Is the collar for a leash? The collar is for the name. Give me all your money. I don't have any money. I'm in debt. Well, give me all your debt. Now you go home and you get your life together. It's that time again. Doctor sings happy birthday to every baby he delivers. I got up this morning to get ready for Capitol Pride. My grandma walked into my room, looked at my bi flag and said, "Oh, this needs to be pressed out." Such a simple gesture, but it holds so much love and meaning for me. A bad dog owner dumps this wolf dog at a kill shelter when he got too big and too much to handle. Luckily a sanctuary took him instead and saved his life. His DNA testing came back as 87.5% Grey Wolf, 8.6% Siberian Husky and 3.9% German Shepherd. Randy Bryce, my 12-year-old son is a Bob Ross fan. Scott Ross, I will let my dad know. When you have nice hat and someone mentions it and you feel nice. This elementary school principal reads books on Facebook to ensure her students have a bedtime story. My favorite story so far, an animal shelter posted something along the lines of, "If you are an adult and don't want people to know you are playing Pokemon, we will rent our shelter dogs to you for $5 an hour so it looks like you are walking your dog." Haha, right. Here are some of the results so far. They now have a waiting list of people who want to pay for the privilege of walking a dog. They have made so much money in rental fees that they have waived adoption fees. When the people renting the dogs are out walking, they post pictures of themselves playing the game on Facebook and Instagram. People are then coming to the shelter asking to adopt specific dogs. On at least 2 occasions people have called the shelter and said, "Hey, I didn't think I wanted a dog, but me and this dog get along really well. I'm not bringing him back." The shelter currently has no dogs available to rent and there is a waiting list because all of the dogs have been adopted. They are currently bringing dogs in from a different shelter to be rented. One of the best Pokemon Go stories so far. Our local weatherman's costume today. Have you felt unsafe on campus, discriminated against, threatened, afraid to walk around campus? We will walk with you. Customer pulls into the shop today and literally hear crickets when all the air tools and employees stopped and shook their head in disgust on what they saw. This unfortunate customer had racist remarks with spray paint all over the vehicle. I looked at the driver and told him that you are not leaving until I fix this. Literally my guys dropped everything and attacked this truck like a pit crew and got the job done. I told the owner of the vehicle this one's on me and I wanted him to know that Buffalonians will never stand for this. Great job and many thanks to the team at Collision Masters. The last molecule of serotonin in my brain doing its best to make sure I have a good day. Mom, it took me 9 months to form your heart. Don't let someone destroy it in one day. A shark can hear a struggling fish from up to 800 feet away. Honey, we can't afford groceries this week, but at least we could afford your father's pills. Whenever my parrot flips out and gets angry, I say hey in this soft comforting voice and then talk to him gently. He calms down within seconds. I just got frustrated enough at something that I went arg. My parrot said hey all softly and sweetly like a dozen times over the next minute. It made me feel better instantly. My parrot is better at conflict de-escalation than most people. I wish I had smoother skin. I wish I had a stronger core. I wish more people liked me. It's hard for me to open up. I love all of you. I was having a bad day and this dog walked to my bus stop, sat on the bench and asked me for pets. Got, you're an amphibian. Frog, what does that mean? Got, it means you can breathe on land and in the water. Frog, oh my god, you mean I'm a mermaid? Got, no that's not what I. Frog whispers, I'm the littlest mermaid. Tetris was created by a Russian, has Russian style music and teaches you how to fall in line. Or maybe it's trying to teach you that not everyone is same, but if we work hard together we can fit in just fine. A trailer in a movie theater ended with November 20th and a guy loudly said, "That's my birthday," and a random guy said, "Happy birthday." Have I ceased to exist? Deception, I have not. To the teenager who came into my shop today with your mom. Your mom came in today asking for my help to invade your private life. She even brought you with her. I can't imagine how embarrassing that must be. She asked me to go through your phone and computer and find any apps or photos that she wouldn't approve of, because she was too technology illiterate to do it herself, all the while making you watch. I work at a tech support shop. Personally, I think this is an invasion of your personal space and privacy. So when I found the folder where you'd hid all your movies and games, I made sure to pretend I didn't see them. On your phone I told her that you didn't have anything but the default apps and Angry Birds, and then I showed her a place where she could look on your phone that would only show her the default apps, not the ones you downloaded. So hopefully when she invaded your space again she won't find anything. Was I wrong to do what I did? Probably, but you're only a year or two away from adulthood and I don't think it's right that anyone be that intrusive, mother or not. Humanity Restoration 100. Whenever I see a penny on the ground I pick it up. My mom always used to smile when I was a kid and say, "Find a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck." Does it work? No, but for a second it's like having my mom back. My girl wanted a piggyback picture on the beach and a random biker watching the sunset said he wanted one too. Instead of destroying the tree, Pluto sits calmly underneath it because he knows he is a gift to this world. He is absolutely right. Shout out to everyone making progress that no one recognizes because you never let anyone see your darkest moments. You've been silently winning battles and transforming yourself. Be proud of every step you're making in the right direction. Keep going because you got this. My hopes and dreams. Don't worry, that's a recycling bin, not a trash bin. Your hopes and dreams can be recycled into new and different ones that can sustain you. My cousin is an artist and he just recently lost his golden. He painted this portrait in honor. It's called Valhalla. Now you possess this. So unnecessary. I want to observe concealment destruction. Now, destroy the concealment. It's so beautiful. Destroy now, I want to observe. Okay. The first bath with mom. This guy got on the bus and just stared at me and Lulabelle on my lap for a solid 30 seconds then goes, "Are you allowed to have dogs on the bus?" And I just shrugged thinking he was gonna give me shiz or something, but then he pulls out a chihuahua out of nowhere. This took an unexpected wholesome turn. When you check in on actors from your favorite childhood TV shows and they're doing just fine. Do you want to trap carbon dioxide in ephemeral spheres? For what purpose? Enjoyment. I put an orange on my cat and now he looks like an egg. My friend doing weird shiz. Me not fully understanding but happy to be there. You two know you can come in, right? No thank you, we are waiting for someone. Bullied 7-year-old finds cat with same rare eye condition and cleft lip, and it's like destiny exists. Welcome to Duncan Dental, may I help you? Can you validate me? You're a good person. No, I meant, can you validate my parking? Oh. Our new being weighs 9 pounds. Weighty. Such heft. But how long? Significant. A lengthy being. Accidentally played that instead of dead when I encountered a bear, and now it can ride a bike without training wheels. James Friedman is a dude who takes Photoshop requests but usually trolls and doesn't take them seriously. I have a skin condition, vitiligo. Just want to see if normal is prettier. Can you remove white spots please? Your skin condition doesn't make you less attractive. Do not let it ruin your confidence. People will see past it once you stop concentrating on it. Collect brushed fur of your pets into a bag and put it into a bird feeder. The birds will take away this fur for their nests and chicks, turning dog shedding into bird nests. Husband said he was going to make a bed frame. I thought it was for our new mattress. It was for the cat. We welcomed our firstborn 5 days ago. Our dog Lucy has been on watch ever since. He cried slightly this morning and she immediately went to make sure everything was okay and stayed until he fell back asleep. Love them both. My grandmother was complaining about how she couldn't use a remote, so I grandma-fied it for her. My dog was terrified of the fireworks, so my cat went and cuddled up with her. My heart is crying still. Supermarket keeps retraining employee with dementia, so she can continue working. My daughter and my puppy fight over who's going to warm their butt on the vent in the morning. The baby won today. The puppy is pouting about it. I 24 male know that my girlfriend 19 female is lying to me. We were chilling in my room when she said, "I've just thought of a lie that I tell you sometimes." I paused my game and asked her to go on. Sometimes she said, "I say I need a hug from you when actually I think you're the one that needs a hug." She's a keeper. 2008, a young Joseph meets his idol Michael Phelps. 2016, Joseph beats Michael Phelps in the Olympics. Never give up on your dreams. My tow truck driver has a cat named Dixie with a matching safety vest. If you are singing along to a song on the radio, there is a good chance you are singing along with thousands of people. Or that's kinda nice. Once a little boy sent me a charming card with a little drawing on it. I loved it. I sent him a card and I drew a picture of a wild thing on it. I wrote, "Dear Jim, I loved your card." Then I got a letter back from his mother and she said, "Jim loved your card so much he ate it." That to me was one of the highest compliments I've ever received. He didn't care that it was an original Maurice Sendak drawing or anything. He saw it, he loved it, he ate it. What is the loveliest thing a child has ever said to you? Would you like one, grandpa? Okay, it was not my child but my 3-year-old granddaughter, but I still think it counts. I had read about the marshmallow test. You give a child a marshmallow and then say that if she, Layla in this case, could keep from eating it for 10 minutes, you'll give her a second. So I tried that test with my granddaughter, not with marshmallows, but with chocolate, which she likes much more. According to extensive experiments, children who pass the marshmallow test are far more successful in later life. They have learned a fundamental truth in life, that delayed gratification can lead to a far better long-term outcome. She sat and watched the chocolate. The 10-minute hourglass finally emptied, and she had succeeded. She asked for her second piece of chocolate. I gave it to her, and she now had two in her hand. That's when she looked up at me and asked, "Would you like one, Grandpa?" Needless to say, from that moment on I would readily give my life for her. Man in Nebraska orders pizza for his grandma in Florida to make sure she was alright after he couldn't reach her following Hurricane Matthew. Police and fire couldn't do it, but Papa John's got there in 30 minutes and put the cell phone to her ear. Krusty Krab pizza is a pizza for you and me. When you run into an old friend and y'all have been riding two different waves, but the love's still there. I never want my kids to mess up and think, "Dad's gonna kill me." I want their first thought to be, "I need to call my dad." Parenting with fear isn't parenting at all. It's tolerating a child's presence until they are old enough to mind themselves. Dog is scratching ear. Me. Now this looks like a job for me. So last summer I randomly met this 80-year-old woman on Words with Friends. We played 300 plus games together and she actually ended up becoming a good friend of mine. Today I got to go to Florida and meet her in person. Veery thrush. I'm 60 years old and have searched my whole life to identify the sound of this bird. Not only have you identified the bird with the song but with the video as well. You have given me one of the most precious gifts I've had on my bucket list since I was a child. Thank you. Okay, I have a story for you guys. Be me. Walking home from work. See homeless guy asking for some change for food. I tell him I'll buy him some food in the 7-Eleven. He seems super happy about it. We walk into the 7-Eleven and I start buying him some food. I ask him if he is thirsty. He says yes, so I take him to the cooler, but he says, "Do you mind if I get something else?" I was hoping he wouldn't ask for alcohol. "I haven't had chocolate milk in years," he said. I buy him his things. That feel when I go home and start crying in my living room over what just happened. I'm not kidding. I cried because of what he said about chocolate milk. My dog ran away and wandered into the local Home Depot. This is what I arrived to when I picked her up. The man in the chair is Mr. Earl. Mr. Earl lives in the assisted living home next door to the shop. He has a memory disease that if you tell him something today he forgets. So if you tell him again tomorrow it's like new information to him. His brother used to come to the shop and pay me every week to cut his hair. Then later Mr. Earl would come and ask me did his brother pay me so he can get a cut. I would always say yes sir, your debt is already paid. Mr. Earl's brother died 5 years ago and he doesn't remember. He still comes every week and always asks me is his debt paid. I always still say yes sir, your debt is paid, and cut his hair. I know Mr. Earl's brother is in heaven looking down watching out for us. That's payment enough. Some things are better than money. There is a festival in Nepal dedicated solely to thanking dogs for their loyalty and friendship. An Indian flight attendant named Nirja Banat hid the passports of American passengers on a hijacked flight to save them from the hijackers. She is credited with saving 360 passengers. Here is a new challenge for all you bored teens. Take a photo of an area that needs some cleaning or maintenance. Then take a photo after you have done something about it and post it. Sex workers of Reddit. What is the saddest experience client-wise you've had while on the job? Not my story, but I knew a girl who did rent a night type of stuff. Guy asks her if she could come over. Doesn't talk about sex over the phone. Just if she could come over and to come hungry. She thinks he is into feeding or some shiz. She arrives at like 6 PM. Pretty early for her work. She asks what he would like to do. He just cooks for her a really big delicious meal. Later he starts to open up a bit. His wife had passed and always loved his cooking, but he hates cooking for himself. My sister-in-law has this massive aloe. And when she brought it into over winter, this grey boy came in with it. He doesn't wander, just sleeps in his hidey hole in the soil and comes out to sun himself on a tentacle every now and again. She mists him with a spray bottle and feeds him waxies from the bait shop. Took my 6-year-old to a classmate's birthday party today. He was the only other kid there. His parents thanked me for bringing him and said he was the only one their son wanted to invite. Because my son's the only one in school who's nice to him. Teach your kids to not be assholes. In college I smoked some weed with my neighbor in the dorm. I got so high that I had a panic attack, and to calm me down he basically had to cuddle with me and then put on Animal Planet. No joke, sounds like a sweet dude. Turkish bride and groom distribute food to 4,000 Syrian refugees instead of their guests on their wedding day. It took my new cat a while to realize that kissing the top of her head was a gesture of affection, but I think she's finally got it. The downside is that she now thinks the best way to signal that she wants cuddles is to come charging at me and mash the top of her head against my face. It's like a very affectionate punch in the mouth. Doctor takes break from giving birth to deliver another baby. A gynecologist in US was preparing to give birth to her own baby in the hospital when she heard that another expectant mother was also close to giving birth. As the doctor on call was still on his way, she stepped in and handled the delivery. She then went back to her ward and gave birth to her baby. Still got a long way to go, but progress is still progress, right? It ain't much, but it's honest work. Draw stick figures, sing off key, write bad poems, sew ugly clothes, run slowly, flirt clumsily, play video games on easy. You do not need to be good at something to enjoy the act. Talent is overrated. Do things you like doing. It's okay to suck. I used to be self-conscious about my height, but then I thought, f that, I'm Harry Potter. This girl in my bio lecture fell asleep, and the guy beside her took her clicker and answered all the questions, so she still got credit. I hope they get married. Me acting shocked after a little kid tells me a fact I already knew, so they feel smart, and thus encouraging them to continue to share information they find important with people. Got my nails done and picked this cute ass lavender color. My nail guy goes, "That was my wife's favorite. She passed away 15 years ago today." This morning I woke up and asked for a sign that she's still here with me, so I guess this is it. Thank you. I'm f***ing crying. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen. Me. Vegetables at the grocery store getting misted. Me. He took up 2 spaces, but bought 2 tickets. In 2017, a dog named Odin refused to leave his flock of goats behind during the California Tubbs fire as his owners fled to safety. Days later, the owners came back to their property to find Odin survived and managed to keep all the goats alive. Me, thinking about suicide. Stanley from heaven, don't make me come down there, you punk. Shope, a 19-year-old dog, is taken into the lake every night by his owner John to help soothe his arthritis and help him fall asleep. There is a Dutch nursing home that provides rent-free housing to university students in return for being good neighbors, interacting with older residents, attending parties, etc. to ward off loneliness and depression common in the elderly. Willie, a parrot, alerted his owner Megan Howard when the toddler she was babysitting began to choke. Megan was in the bathroom. The parrot began screaming "Mama, baby," while flapping its wings as the child turned blue. Megan rushed over and performed the Heimlich, saving the girl's life. 1998. When I get bigger I'm going to be my dad's partner and catch bad guys and burglars. 2018. Hamsters doing a snooze. This 9-month-old tiger was so sick she weighed 30 pounds when she was supposed to weigh around 120. When she was rescued from circus, her bald spots covered almost her entire body and her skin was dry with cracked, darkened areas and bleeding. Every day, twice a day I would go in and give Asha medications and spend time with her, told Kihei. At first Kihei would have to chase Asha to get her into medicated bathe, but the cub soon started to like them and her condition improved drastically. Within 8 months she looked like a real tiger. Asha was then introduced to a bigger tiger named Smuggler, who went crazy for her and was always showing off for her. Now the two live in the same enclosure together and Asha is a healthy and very much loved tigress. A thing I've started doing with my class is giving them a secret mission, where they have to do something and if another staff member tells me about it, the whole class moves up my reward chart. Last week was holding doors for people. This week is asking people about their day. Me at 5 years old standing outside my parents' bedroom after a nightmare, debating on whether or not I should wake them up. This Indian man and I have an identical commute, but we have never spoken to each other. Like, we get on at the same platform spot and everything. I worked from home yesterday and today he jokingly said, "Where were you?" I was lonely. It was a joke, but I almost cried LMAO. To quote my friend, I couldn't tell who was happier to see who. Dad is back home. 5-year-old Sean dresses up to help street cats because it makes him feel like a superhero for animals. A bar of iron costs $5. Made into horseshoes its worth is $12. Made into needles its worth is $3,500. Made into balance springs for watches its worth is $300,000. Your own value is determined also by what you are able to make of yourself. Personality 8 out of 10. Looks 8 out of 10. Legs 1 out of 2. Breaking news. Local stingray in great mood. The water is nice and warm, and his flappy parts feel very flappy indeed. Polly the dog enjoys roaming his town just to bark at strangers, but one day in 2013 he suddenly brought something home with him. He'd found a white plastic bag with a newborn baby inside, dragged it to his porch, and barked as loudly as he could until help came. He not only saved the girl's life, but many families including his own offered to adopt her. Getting ready for bunny school. The best part of the day is getting texts like these from my mom back home. Funny flower in the garden. This is Cronus. After a life of protecting sheep from wolves, he is retired and enjoys his days chilling in the garden and eating massive amounts of kibble. Off-duty firefighter helps old lady down the steps at a ball game, then carries her back up when she's having difficulties later. They were inseparable. My dog took care of my kitten as her own with her puppies, and then later helped take care of her kittens as well. Punk's not dead. I almost took a girl home yesterday until this guy showed up. New Zealand gang members peacefully stand side by side police and the Muslim community to show support to those killed in the mosque shootings. My mental illness is somehow my fault. Mental illness can happen to anyone because the human body is a f***ed up mess. God has to nerf me because I was too powerful. I met an 84-year-old on Overwatch today who said his grandson lets him play on his account to help his reflexes get better, and that's the most wholesome thing I've ever heard. Everyone on the team gave him a shot caller endorsement and he got all emotional and thanked everyone. These blankets are not lost. If you are cold without shelter and looking for comfort, then they are for you. Please take one, keep warm and know that you are important. Eminem's Lose Yourself was the first rap song to ever win an Oscar for Best Original Song. However, he didn't attend the awards because he didn't think he had a chance of winning. Instead, he fell asleep watching cartoons with his daughter at home. Officer is reunited with suicidal man he talked down from the Golden Gate Bridge 10 years ago to find he's now happily married with 2 kids. My mom be cutting up fruit and bringing it to me in my room without saying nothing. That's when it hits me. Nobody ever gonna love me this much. High school cross country team invites shelter dogs on their morning run. I'm not sure who was more excited. What simple things gets you to laugh in an instant? My wife laughs a lot and does this thing where when she finds something really funny, she can't even get the whole story out. She'll say like 3 words and laughs so hard she cries. It takes her 10 minutes to tell me why she's laughing, and it kills me every single time. A farmer in China spent 16 years studying law so he could sue a chemical company that polluted his land. He couldn't afford to buy law books, so he gave the bookstore owner corn in exchange for letting him read and copy information by hand. He won his case and got compensation for all the families in his village. Had my 6-year-old slowly and painstakingly reading an Nat Geo book about otters to his stuffed otter because I wanted him to know about his family. When they say in the credits of a game, and you. My granddad has a hat for each university his grandchildren attended, and today I got to give him mine. For the last time, wake up, you have to go to school. Dad, you're yelling at a pine cone. He actually delivered me at home himself. We decided to reenact this moment 21 years later. Happy birthday, Pops. Best advice from my dad. You believed in Santa for 8 years. You can believe in yourself for 10 seconds. Husband was in another city and I was hungry and out of credit, so I told him to call McDonald's and order food for me. He said the rider will be there in 45 minutes, and when he said your order is outside, I opened the door. It was him with my food. Hi. I miss that creature. Just flew with this mother-daughter flight crew on Delta from LAX to ATL. Awesome. This video is sponsored by PlayBuds. Want a better grip on your controller? Want to be able to play without your arm hurting? Then what you need is PlayBuds. Use code KAKOKRI all caps for a 10% discount. They even come in many different colors. Order yours today. My dog escaped from the yard today, and about 30 minutes later my neighbor sent me this picture. There has been a spider in my bathroom for 1 month. I refuse to kill him. I named him Philip. Every time somebody uses the bathroom they tell me to kill him, but I make excuses and won't do it. He is like my roommate, but instead of paying rent he protects me from the other gross Florida creatures like mosquitoes. Philip, if you're reading this, thanks man. My daughter went to my husband and said, "Dad, have you ever heard of Pokemon?" And I have never seen him so happy, lol. He busted out all his old cards and is in full education mode. Not every place you fit in is where you belong. Going through a very hard time right now, but my dad calls me a few times a week with computer problems that are clearly not real. Once I fix them we chat on the phone for an hour, so that's nice. Boyfriend, you don't have to do anything for my birthday. Girlfriend, do something. Boyfriend. The only thing I like about working at the movie theater is seeing this dad bring his daughter to Disney movies. The whole squad walking away while you tie your shoes. That one bro waiting for you. When you put something in the shopping cart and hope your mom won't notice. I like having conversations with kids. Grown-ups never ask me what my third favorite reptile is. The moment my dog and husband realized I was in the car beside him. When I was younger I got my make-a-wish and wanted to meet the Red Sox. I got to meet a bunch of them and sit in the dugout. A few years later we come across them in a hotel and they still remembered me. That was the most special I ever felt. This is Ramen. He visits the pond every day and tries to kiss a turtle. Hasn't had any luck yet. 13 out of 10 would console. What's a weird childhood ritual you still do today? When I was younger I'd help my mum fold bed sheets. You know, we each grab an end, put the corners together twice to fold lengthways, and then walk towards each other to fold widthways. I used to always give my mum a hug at the end of it, with the bed sheets pressed between us. This would repeat for as many sheets as we needed to fold. 1 or 2 or 3, you know. Now I'm 33 years old and when me and my wife fold sheets together, we end it with a hug. Not the best car but happy to be able to buy my mom a car. Not the best, buying your mom a car regardless is so kind. See how social media won't accept it unless it's a Mercedes orange. You're terrible at this. That's why I keep practicing. Others are much more successful than you. Those guys work hard, they inspire me. But you want to throw it all away and give up, right? Oh, several times a day, but then I push on. I'm trying to discourage you. My own brain says much worse stuff to me. This man waits for his wife to get out of class every day. So I found this caterpillar on my way to class. We are bros. I named him Chicken Nugget. He's turning a duller color. I hope he's alright. So apparently Chicken Nugget is a spicebush swallowtail and they turn yellow before they pupate. He was making little silk things everywhere. Bruh, this caterpie is going to evolve to Metapod today. My boy isn't messing around. He's been chilling like this for a couple days. He's been in cocoon for 10 days now. Chicken Nugget is a chicken wing now, baby, we have liftoff. This guy kept his hand in this position for more than 45 minutes so his daughter could sleep well. 3-year-old, can we have a birthday cake? Me, it's not your birthday. 3-year-old, the cake won't know. My dad has never had a cat but loves mine when he comes over to my house. He found a kitten crying outside a couple days ago who prefers sleeping like this. I hope he keeps it. A few weeks ago, one of my students started singing Every Kiss Begins With. Then a boy yelled consent, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. If your boyfriend doesn't know how to change a tire, you should teach him or learn together, because that's a very important life skill for anyone who owns a vehicle. When I was a very small child, my mom used to bury coins in my sandbox, leave huge boot prints in the sand, and tell me pirates had come in the night and buried treasure. I would be out there happily for hours, with my little sieve, and my mom got a quiet morning to herself for the price of a handful of pennies. I was always kind of skeptical about Santa the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, because visiting every kid in the world did not seem reasonable. But the pirates only visited me, so they were probably real. So that's the story of how I ended up being an archaeologist. How about you? It's time, Chester. Life 2 of 9. Good kitty. I saw this beautiful man holding a phone with both hands looking at the screen, smiling. I was drawn by his joy and asked for a photo. He agreed, telling me he was talking to his wife back home. I asked if it was a video call. He said no, but I see her name on the screen. If she goes outside we shut the door and she hates it, so she keeps her butt inside to prevent this while she bird watches. Meet Sophie. When we were babies my dad was a stay-at-home dad while my mom kicked ass in the courtroom. But he would carry my twin brother and me around with one baby on the front and one on his back in backpacks. And women would come up and look at how cute I was and coo over me and be like, "Oh how cute, wow." And my dad would be like, "You know what's cuter than one baby?" And then he'd spin around, and bam, there was my brother. I love everything about this. When my sister was 3 she would draw all over my walls. Now she is 12 and I realize she was just practicing. This is amazing. Your stress level is high. Follow me to the lab. I think between age 21 and 29 is a phase of hustle, suffering and smiling, depression, overthinking, wondering whether you'll achieve and make it in life. 90s babies hope you're alright. You will be okay someday. Hang in there. Don't lose hope. We can't keep it. My dad 10 months ago. When my parents went to Ireland with my grandfather who hadn't been there in 25 years, he took them to his favorite pub. When they went in a guy at the bar said, "Oh god he's back." My grandpa has a date tonight and he's really old and in a wheelchair and has to drag around this breathing machine. But he's just sitting there waiting for the hospice shuttle to take him to pick up his date. And he looks super excited and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Update. He came home and I asked him how it went and he said, "I should have taken an extra tank of oxygen because she took my breath away." Hey nerd. Nice sweater. Did your mom made that for you? Yeah she did. That's nice. My mom made this scarf for me. They sure know how to keep us warm. I did this on a plane once watching Jurassic Park. I noticed that the gentleman next to me was watching so I turned on the subtitles. I was wearing an over-the-ear headset rather than earbuds, so I didn't offer to listen. When the drink cart came by, he ordered a water by typing the request as a note in his phone. He also typed a note in his phone to thank me for turning on the subtitles. It was a longer flight so I let him pick the next movie. We watched both Jurassic Park and Fast 5 together, me hearing and him deaf. Both enjoying the films, honestly one of the best experiences I've had on a flight. My nan has dementia, and every day she meets my dog for the first time and falls in love with him over and over again. When I stopped at a crosswalk today this guy pulled up next to me, rolled his window down, and stuck his head out, and at first I was like, "Oh no, street harassment, here it comes." But then the guy was like, "Dude, look at that huge rainbow behind you." The only appropriate thing for a dude to shout at me out a car window. Out of the over 400 episodes he did for his Joy of Painting series, he never collected a salary. This is PBS, he said. All the shows are done for free. And although he received over 200 fan letters a day, he read them all. When regular letter writers fell out of touch, he called them to just make sure they were doing okay. I mean, who says, oh, these orphan baby squirrels need a home. Hey, they can live with me. Or no thanks, I don't need a salary. In fact, all the proceeds from the sale of my paintings go back to PBS. And I haven't received a letter from Betty in Idaho in a while. I think I'll give her a ring and check up on her. Bob Ross, that's who. A precious national treasure and the epitome of kindness and compassion. Bank, visit our loan department. I'd like to borrow $2. What for? The circus is in town. It is. Why does this make me so happy every time I see it? Hey Pete, check this out. If you're smuggling weapons under there, I don't want to know. Yep. Oh my god. Made a fake computer so the cat stops f***ing with me. Harvard University wants to know your location. This is actually A+ cat management. Mirroring is a big thing with cats. It's why they will lay in similar positions several feet apart, or will come and try to do things when you do them. It's a sign that they love you and want to show. This cat wants to be close to its owner, and also wants to do what its owner is doing, to be involved in some way. Giving them their own thing to use is a really great way to redirect them, and allow them to mirror the behavior in a non-disruptive way that frustrates neither party. This is a good idea. Made a fake computer so the cat feels loved and included in my life. Me, could I have a Pepsi? Waiter, is Pepsi okay? Oh my god. Eyes getting watery. Finally. Me, smiling through tears. Yeah. Thor meets Mr. Rogers. Just in case you were having a bad day, look how happy this raccoon is with his stuffed raccoon. My friend needed sweatpants in order to go in her lab and take a quiz, so I'm just chilling in the restroom for 50 minutes with booty shorts on. Not all heroes wear capes, some wear booty shorts. Bad sleeping, please use other door. Love yourself. Our cow wasn't feeling good, so last night, my son went outside to spend time with her. I woke up this morning and found this. Is you a Pokemon? I'm an ouch mouse. Doing me a fascinate. Breaking. The US Open to add puppies to the bold person team at the 2019 tournament for the first time. All breeds welcome. Sergeant Stubby, the most decorated dog of World War I and the only dog to be promoted by combat, he saved his regiment from mustard gas attacks, comforted the wounded, and notified his troop of oncoming artillery. After the war led parades across the country, met 3 presidents, and became a university mascot. My little boy's in the process of being tested for autism. He's 3 and rarely speaks a word that's understandable anyway, but he always says love you dad when I put him to bed. That will do me for the rest of my life. Those words mean the most out of any. My granddad just called me to tell me how big his cauliflowers are growing, and it was so cute. They're twice as big as the ones you get in the shop. I told my granddad this post has 3,500 notes and he said, who are they? Do I know them? He wanted me to list everyone and see if he knew anyone. If you don't reblog cauliflower granddad, then you're just a mean person. When you wear a new hat and someone mentions it, and it makes you feel nice. I can lighten your load by carrying a small part of it. Antidepressant. Somebody grilled this piece of onion and left it outside in the rain, and I honestly find it so inspiring. Roasted by those who claimed to want it and forgot it, and yet still it lives. It perseveres. Be like this onion. The local teens who flock to my dead-end street to smoke doobers in their cars have become as dear to me as the birds and squirrels I watch in the yard, and I'm tempted to set out a feeding station for them too with bugles and Gatorade. She fell asleep on me while we FaceTimed, so I drew her till she woke up. She needed the sleep and I needed the inspiration. Friend, wanna hang out tonight? Me, sorry I already made plans. My dog was extremely tired, but just had to follow me into the bathroom in the middle of the night. If you're having a bad day, just know this garlic bread loves and supports you and is proud you decided to stay alive another day. 9-year-old me, I need supplies for a project due tomorrow. Parents at 9:15 p.m. You knew about this project for a week and waited till the last day to tell me what you need for it. Go to bed, you're getting a 0. 5 minutes later. Parents, what do you need? I'm going to the store. He small. He brawl. But most importantly, he love you all. What a good morning. I'm gonna draw a dog. April Fools, I drew 2 dogs, they're best friends. The only good April Fool's joke. Shaggy and Scooby always run away side by side when fleeing from the monsters. Scooby is a Great Dane, and a running speed for that type of dog is 30 to 40 miles per hour. That means that Shaggy is the fastest human alive, which means that Usain Bolt's top speed, 27 miles per hour, is slower than Shaggy's. That or Scooby is purposely slowing down to stay near Shaggy, cause he's more afraid of losing Shaggy than he is of the monster. I don't know, I'm drunk. After an 80-year-old man in England moved into a retirement home, his 98-year-old mother moved into the same home so she could help take care of him. She said, "You never stop being a mum." My English teacher says we shouldn't refer to authors by their first names because they aren't our friends. Will you confirm our friendship and let me call you Neil on my American Gods book report? Neil Gaiman. Absolutely. I have overheard my 11-year-old planning April Fool's jokes for days. Instead, this morning, he decided to bring me breakfast in bed because he thought it would be more fun being nice. I had a man come to me and he said, "Bob, I could never paint because I'm colorblind. So I thought today we'd do a picture in gray, just to show you that anyone can paint." If you throw a cabbage in the air, he will always come right back down, because he misses you so much. Nobody. Canadians. Hello Laura, you look pretty fly. Hey. Sorry if that opening pun was a little plain. No problem. I was just winging it. So where are you from? Haha, I see none of those jokes really took off. Keanu Reeves was on a flight from San Francisco to LA on Saturday, and the plane had to land in Bakersfield, 100 miles short of LA, because of a mechanical issue. And instead of taking off like a typical celebrity, he organized a van to take them the rest of the way. Then he entertained the other passengers during the 2-hour drive by reading facts about Bakersfield, playing country music on his phone, and saying goodbye to passengers as they were dropped off. Too long didn't read. Life is weird. Try not to die on an airplane, but if you almost do it with Keanu Reeves. Hello human, I've been assigned to guard you. Skyrim Grandma Shirley Curry will be an NPC in the Elder Scrolls 6. Boyfriend was sad he didn't have a hat for the link he put together, so I made him one out of embroidery thread. Anyone watch Phineas and Ferb? Remember that one episode when Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa are riding a scooter to the mall, and some guy cat calls at Vanessa and Doof turns and is like, "She's 16," and freaking shoots him with a gun that sends people to alien dimensions. A+ father. Netflix, you little flirt. Top pick for me, you. I only label the important things. You know what's wild? Remembering that children hear things for the first time without context and are literally like, "What? I just said see you later alligator" to a 4-year-old, and I think it was the first time they had ever heard that. They froze in their tracks, looked at me completely bewildered, then replied, "See you later chicken," and kept walking. My friend's 4-year-old put on a backyard puppet show for me, the sole audience member. Halfway through the show, she asked me if I liked it, and I replied, "I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm on the edge of my seat." Hearing this, she carefully put down her puppets, came over to where I was sitting, and explained, "You can use the whole seat, it's more comfy." I'm a school photographer and we got to take a service dog's picture for the yearbook today. Not all dogs are good boys, because some are good girls. The smile this dog gave during his first swim is priceless. A policeman noticed a sloth who was on a highway. He stopped and took it to a vet first and then returned it to its natural habitat. Sheep comforts dog after it protected their herd from wolves. Antonio La Cava drives a portable library around town to encourage children to read books. Every one of us in the coop has a purpose. We hens lay the eggs. The rooster crows. And then there's Carol. At first glance, she doesn't appear to do much. She never moves, and she cannot see. But every now and then. We are very grateful to Carol for the life-sustaining water she gives us. But Carol, herself. Carol is a mystery we may never hope to unravel. My boyfriend's childhood dog passed away and he was devastated. I decided to get him a gift he could love forever. They put a raincoat on Mamechi, a Tamagotchi, outside the Bandai HQ in Tokyo when it rains. You have been visited by Dr. Doggo. Like this video and subscribe to stay healthy. This video is sponsored by PlayBuds. Want a better grip on your controller? Want to be able to play without your arm hurting? Then what you need is PlayBuds. Use code KAKOKRYU all caps for a 10% discount. They even come in many different colors. Order yours today.